All right, guys, we are back for another week of healing. But y'all know we also do a portion of our healing that is relationship centered. So if you are single, dating, engaged, and within the first 5 years of your marriage, this content is for you. Okay, it is for you. So what we're talking about this week, what we'll be reflecting on this week is the question, is it healthy to have preferences and expectations within my relationship or for a potential partner? The answer to that is yes and no. So the question is it healthy? The honest answer is that there is a healthy way and an unhealthy way to do everything, including having expectations and preferences. To me, expectations and preferences should first start before you're in a relationship. Expectations and preferences really do involve how you choose someone and what you're willing to accept from another person in your life. What that means is, if my expectation is that the person that I date or the person that I get into a relationship with is a Christian, well, that is something that you would have to have before you're in a relationship. So it would be unhealthy to get into a relationship with somebody whom you know is not a Christian, and then after you're in a relationship, put the expectation on them that they should be a Christian. Okay? If you prefer something, that is something that is for you. That is something that is for you to consider when you are in the pool of choosing a potential partner. And essentially, those expectations and preferences are going to guide who you say yes to and who you say no to. Where it becomes unhealthy is whenever you get into a relationship with someone or you date or entertain someone who clearly does not match your preferences or expectations with the expectation or the hope that they will match your expectations or preferences after you've gotten into a relationship with them. Getting into a relationship with someone means that I pretty much love and appreciate who you are, or should I say who you've presented yourself to be to me at this point in time. We have to make a distinction between dating and relationships. So dating actually gives you time to figure out if that person is a match for you, or if that person meets those expectations and preferences. Okay? Where people go wrong is you go in too deep in the dating process and you've actually connected to that person more deeply than you should before you really know them. So what happens is I'm dating you and we take this relationship to certain levels before I actually get the point to know if you match my preferences and expectations. And by the time I realize that you don't match them, we're in too deep on the relationship. And so in dating, because dating should be for the purpose of exploring or courting. Some people date, some people court. So let's make that distinction. If you believe in dating, so that means that you actually will entertain somebody in a, we'll say, semi or pre-romantic way, without a certain intention on the end. That dating is like, okay, let's get to know each other, but there are no promises for where this relationship will end up. If you're courting, that means that once we get to the stage of like dating, we're already intended to grow this relationship into something more serious. Courting means that I'm exploring your potential as a partner while we're friends. Okay? Dating means that we're friends. If we're friends, we're friends. I have no intention of moving this to the next level until we decide to do so. Okay? And the reason I'm making those distinctions is because when you're in certain levels of entertaining a person, this is where you're getting to know each other in a manner to where it's okay to compare them to what your preferences or expectations may be. However, once it gets past a certain point, once you've already committed to a certain level, then it becomes unhealthy to then put expectations on a person, because through your actions and your level of commitment, you've already told them that where and who they are is enough for you. It doesn't mean that we can't ask our partners to change, or we can't say, hey, I don't like this. It doesn't mean that. It just means that your expectations have more to do with you choosing a person than it has to do with you telling a person who they need to be for you. All right, so I want y'all to take some time, reflect on that, tell me how you feel about it in the comments, and we will be back on Friday with a journal prompt so that you can explore more about that in your private time. In the process though, let's keep building these healthy relationships. Y'all keep healing, keep doing the work, and know I'm here with you, here with Bree. That's what that's all about.